What's up guys, this is Rise and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a breakdown of some really high level battles in which I face Wallower, a terrific content creator and battler as well. One of the highest level GBL battlers in the community, has placed on the leaderboard every single season of the Go Battle League. He makes YouTube videos, he streams on Twitch, links to his channel in the description. He has some really educational content, and I played against Wallower in the recent Sylph Gym Breakers Cup format. You can see our teams in the graphic, and this is going to be a video where I'm going to pause these battles periodically. It's a best out of 3. This was Team USA versus Team Canada in the semifinals, and I'm going to take you through some really high level gameplay, especially battles number 2 and 3 in this set. So immediately I lead against a Kanto Ninetales, and here's the thing. So Primeape loses to Kanto Ninetales in the 1 shield, assuming the Ninetales baits with Weather Ball and lands the Psyshock, but Primeape can do a lot of damage in the process. It can also flip this matchup in the 2 shield. Straight Night Slash, if you get a boost, becomes a comfortable matchup for Primeape in the 2 shield. Could also potentially land the close combat and catch them off guard. So the fact that I have a Zweilous and a Hypno in back, I don't feel like it's worth switching out in this situation. I do notice that Wallower's team has a hard counter to my Hypno in the Mandibuzz, so Hypno is not a super safe swap, but Zwei is actually pretty safe against his team. The hardest counter for Zwei would be Melmetal, and even Melmetal is not gonna like the Dragon Breath damage and the Dark Pulse as well. So you see me sneaking a counter there. I'm not throwing right away. I also want to threaten with the close combat. I don't want to just throw my Night Slash right away. Then there's no way he's going to shield. I shield the Weather Ball. He actually switches, and I throw right away the close combat to do some chip damage here, expecting either a shield or a lot of damage. I get a lot of damage, and I threw that one really quick, and because I'm debuffed, I knew he would be tempted to throw right away. So that's why I decided to catch there, and also because it was Snarl. So if I rewind a little bit, I get the damage off, and I recognize that it's Snarl, which is resisted. So even though my defense harshly fell, these Snarls are doing very little, because Snarl is an energy generation move, not a damage type of fast move. So I'm able to take quite a few Snarls easily with my Primeape and catch the Aerial Ace. And now my Primeape has energy, which will be useful later on. So I'm counting the Mandibuzz Snarls. Snarl generates, I want to say 12 energy. I could be wrong. Like 12 or 13 energy per turn. And I know that it's 4-3, 4-3 on the counts. And he had just gotten to number 4 because it was his 3rd time getting to the foul play. So I throw this Body Slam to avoid having to shield an Aerial Ace, because I wasn't sure if I'd live an Aerial Ace from that range. I'm expecting the Primeape to come back in. Or wait, sorry, no. There was no Primeape. What am I saying? I had the Primeape. He had the Ninetales. I'm getting some notifications from work, sorry. And I get a shield on the Body Slam. I recognized I wasn't going to get to the Dark Pulse, so I get off the Body Slam for some chip damage. I'm in a decent looking situation here. I still have some residual energy on my Primeape, and I feel like Primeape is my key to victory here, so I actually let this Dragon Claw go. I don't expect him to go for a hard-hitting Hurricane in that situation. I'm going to store a move. I'm going to put some pressure on the Ninetales by throwing this Night Slash. He knows that I charged up energy before, so he might actually shield this. He does not. A nice no shield. And at this point, I feel like I should be able to win this game with my Hypno. And I wasn't positive how much energy the Ninetales had, but I knew 2 confusions plus the counter I was able to get off would be enough. And now I just need 1 confusion to get to double Ice Punch, and now we are good to go. That was a really tricky call. And I think what I recognized in that Ninetales versus Ape situation right there just a moment ago was if I had shielded the ape, hypothetically, even if I countered down, I wasn't sure if I would get to a Night Slash because that Dragon Breath damage adds up so fast against Primeape. I wasn't sure if I would get to a Night Slash. Maybe I would have. Maybe I certainly would have. Who knows? But I thought the safest play was just to save a shield for Hypno. I knew the Dragonite didn't have a Dragon Claw loaded, and I thought I'd be able to Confusion down. That Ninetales was scarily close, though, to another Weather Ball. Then you're going to see me try and decide what team I want to run. I'm going to run a Hypno lead. If you look at Hypno against this team, pretty safe. Only thing it really needs to worry about is Mandibuzz. And I have two things that can handle Mandibuzz in the back, as well as Zweilous and a Primeape, which will both handle that Snarl damage. And of course, we lead against the Mandibuzz. So I'm immediately thinking, there are some bad leads where you might want to farm up energy and switch. Hypno's energy isn't that useful to me in this situation, and I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm going to like give this Mandibuzz a bunch of free energy. So my safe swap here is actually going to be Primeape. If you look at Primeape against this team, there isn't really anything that hard punishes it. The thing that would hard punish it the most would probably be the Dragonite because it's flying type, its Dragon Breath damage is super oppressive, and it's going to resist the counter damage. But Dragonite is so glassy, even glassier than Primeape, but glassy meaning it takes a ton of damage. So, like it can't really take a hit. So I'm expecting the Dragonite to come out on my switch, which it does. And I know worst case scenario, I'm going to be able to get a shield in this matchup. I'm going straight Night Slash. I know this will do quite a bit of damage. I get a shield from a Night Slash. A non-step Night Slash gets the shield. And at this point, I recognize I'm going to be able to get to this close combat. So I'm actually going to shield this. And I'm either going to take back switch or get both shields with this close combat. Even though it's resisted, it's going to hit significantly harder than the Night Slash. Close combat almost one-shots a Shadow Dragonite from full health, believe it or not, from a Primeape in the Great League. That's how glassy this thing is, and also how glassy and attack weighted the Primeape is. I'm going to go for a Confusion down here. Definitely not going to shield because I know that Zweilous is my win condition. And because I'm not able to take switch, I really need the shield advantage and the energy advantage because I'm expecting Zwei to come right back in, potentially throw right away. So I'm just kind of spamming that switch icon. In comes Mandibuzz, and there's a Whiscash back, and this is so scary. I believe it's 9 mud shots to a Blizzard the first time around, so I'm counting the mud shots. And I'm going straight for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse gets Stab. Stab being same type attack bonus. And here gets to the Blizzard. And I decide in this moment that I know he's likely going to bait, but I shield. And the reason I shield here was because I didn't think he could bait and still get to a Blizzard. I thought I was going to get to that Body Slam before he baited and got to the Blizzard, and I ended up being correct. He recognized he wasn't getting to a Blizzard, so he has to do that. But we're still not out of the woods. He has a healthy Mandibuzz with energy, and we have a pretty low Zweilous and a pretty low Hypno. And I recognize that he already has residual energy. I think he already had a Aerial Ace loaded, perhaps, but I know he's expecting me to catch. So I essentially just, this is kind of a feel thing, just have to time his Snarls. Dragon Breaths are a 3-turn, or sorry, a 1-turn fast move, and Snarls are a 3-turn. So I'm just trying to time it on my 3rd Dragon Breath that I can catch the Aerial Ace on a Hypno, and I get fortunate, and I'm able to catch it there. And this is kind of crazy, right? Switching a Hypno into a Mandibuzz. But it's part of the win condition because I need my Zweilous to stay alive. I'm trying to time this as best as I can. I was almost trying to lure him into throwing his energy here to avoid taking my Ice Punch, but he wisely farms me down. He has a move loaded. I'm only 1 Dragon Breath away, So I snuck one Dragon Breath through during the time that he threw. Am I going to live this? With 1 HP in a dream, Zweilous lives the Aerial Ace. And somehow will this KO the tanky Mandibuzz? It will, just barely. Oh my goodness. Too close for comfort. And we take a game 2 win over Wallower. Unbelievable game there. Just, it shows you at the highest level of Pokemon Go PvP, just such a low margin for error. Just a game of inches. We're going into game number 3 after we squeezed out of the first 2 games. Frostlass into Melmetal. And I'm like, you know what? First 2 games, he's brought Mandibuzz, he's brought Dragonite. I'm going to bring my Frostlass. He hasn't brought the Melmetal. So Frostlass seems like it could do a lot of work. He's also brought the Whiscash, and Frostlass and Whiscash is a pretty even matchup. And of course, another bad lead for us against the Melmetal. But you see with my team comp, right? I have Frostlass, which is weak against Mel. I have Zweilous, who doesn't have a good matchup against Melmetal, but can like hold its own. And then I have Primeape back, which is obviously a really good matchup against Melmetal. I immediately swap into the Zweilous. There's no reason for him not to superpower and dip here. And I know this would do so much damage. So I'm going to shield this. And now comes the Mandibuzz. And my immediate thought, as soon as I see the Mandibuzz, is I need to try and win switch here at all costs. My Frostlass does not want to be matched up against the Melmetal. If I have to go down 2 shields, I need to come out with switch advantage here. And even in the back of my mind, though, I know even if I do win switch advantage, the Primeape, despite having a good matchup against the Steel type, Melmetal, is really going to struggle if it has no shields. Because Primeape's so glassy, it's going to faint to a couple of superpowers. Especially if that Melmetal is able to keep shields. Oh man, I'm going to have to take multiple Aerial Aces. Here comes the first Aerial Ace. He's way over farmed on energy. Here comes the next Aerial Ace. I think he had doubled up before, and I figured that he was going to get it right here, and I still didn't throw my Body Slam, and that's a very questionable play by me. I probably could have thrown that Body Slam, but I thought this Dark Pulse energy would be really valuable, and because he has 2 shields up, I felt like there was no reason for him to not shield right here, knowing that Dark Pulse from a Zweilous is a pretty hard-hitting move. So these Thunder Shocks being resisted, I'm able to take some Thunder Shock damage. I Body Slam here. Check out what he does. He makes a super aggressive play into his Dragonite, and I instant click, and I was lucky there. I was really lucky if we look at that, because if I wasn't already at the Dark Pulse, we'll go through this again for a sec. So I end up baiting with the Body Slam on the Melmetal. If I wasn't already at the Dark Pulse clicking on it, then I would have been KO'd from that Dragon Breath damage. But because I bait here with Body Slam, and he essentially catches the Dark Pulse, that works greatly in my favor. You see, he's essentially catching the Dark Pulse. If I wasn't quite there when he switched in, I would have gone down. It was a really smart, aggressive play by him, and it just didn't quite work out. Check this out. After I land the Dark Pulse, aggressively swap into my Frostlass, because I recognize that his Melmetal has energy. If I stay in, his Melmetal is just going to Thunder Shock me down, and I'm essentially done. So I preserve the Zweilous with like a few Dragon Breaths, right? A few Dragon Breaths worth of health that could eventually come down in the long run. And I know Frostlass is going to get matched up with Melmetal anyway. So if Frostlass is essentially just being a damage sponge here. Frostlass did its job. I don't even bother going for Shadow Ball because I just want this damage off. I don't want to not get a move before I get KO'd. So I get the last shield on a CMP with this Rock Slide. This won't quite KO me, and unfortunately is going to end up giving him a farm down. And this is like worst case scenario. But I recognized earlier on that in order for the Melmetal to take out my Primeape, it was going to have to debuff itself. It was going to have to debuff itself. My Primeape should get at least a few counters worth of damage in before it goes down from these superpowers. And when it's double debuffed, my Zweilous, it's gonna be hard to take down with resisted Thunder Shocks. Thunder Shocks don't do much damage, and Dragon Breaths we know are oppressive. But I'll be honest with you, at this point in the game, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. He's just gonna double superpower. Primeape is gonna get taken out. My Zweilous is too low. GG's. But this is why you always try and play it out. You always play it out. Superpower. I snuck an invisible counter through, I guess, in that previous superpower. So you see the damage go through. He is now double debuffed. In my Zweilous, you see the Thunder Shocks do virtually nothing. And my Zweilous is able to take out the freaking Melmetal. Just like an unbelievable finish there. And we were able to overcome the worst possible lead 2 games in a row by recognizing what our effective safe swaps were, getting shield advantage, catching moves, and just kind of dancing around the opponent. But that is actually going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed me going over some more advanced gameplay, some advanced battle strategies, overcoming some horrible leads, and finding a way to win a few matches. Once again, go give Wallower a follow. I've learned a lot from a couple of his videos where he goes over fast move denial strategies and things like that. Really good at creating effective teams to use in the Go Battle League, and probably one of the most consistent Go Battle League players around. So go give him a sub, or at least check out his channel rather. All that said, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Team USA in the finals right now against Germany, and we are hoping to potentially win another World Cup for the 5th month in a row, I think. We'll see how it goes. Wish us luck. All that said, thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.